Thanks so much.
And voter turnout, as we've already talked about on this program, such a major topic coming into the election in Washington. We had historic primary numbers in August. A sharp uptick turns the focus to groups that have largely been underrepresented at polls, young people and people of color. Now, demographic data showed from 2014 to 2018's midterms among black voters rose from 40% to more than 51%, and we wondered if we could see a similar increase from general to general. WSU journalism student Vonne Fair explored this issue, talking to black students and first-time voters about how they approached this election. Vonne, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight.
Hi, Matt. Thank you so much. I did get the opportunity to go out and talk to some black voters, and they were able to share with me some frustrations and emotions with this election.
I'm just wanting equality and just a lot of things that we haven't gotten.
This is Washington State University junior Kayla Brody. For the first time in her life, she is eligible to vote. But for her, voting means more than just signing her name.
So I feel like my life being a woman and being black is greatly affected by politics. So I think it's kind of my duty to be aware of everything that's going on.
This election, a new generation is eligible to vote. Many first-time voters like Brody are hopeful that the voices of young black Americans will be heard and make a difference. According to the Pew Research Center, nearly half of all black eligible voters are millennials or Gen Z, and they're heading to the polls in record-breaking numbers. Brody says that although she has always been interested in politics, being a college student has influenced her vote.
Maybe I've gotten a little bit more mature and my knowledge has grown because it was a little bit more important since I can vote now.
This past week, Brody dropped her ballot off at a drop box just like this one. But while Brody considers herself politically involved, that isn't the case for all first-time voters.
Washington State University senior Ayub Ishmael says that in the past, he didn't consider himself politically involved.
I didn't really become more aware until I came to college. I was politically apathetic. I didn't really care about politics before, but now it's definitely something I look at.
Ishmael says that this election has caused him to grow and learn. He wants to be more aware because he says this election impacts his life and others who look like him. From politically apathetic to enthused, young black voters share the same hope and message for others.
It is our civil right and duty to vote. We have this right for a reason. So use it.
It's important to vote. Go vote. Let your voice be heard.
In Pullman, I'm Vonne Fair.
And obviously lots changed in terms of discussions about race since 2016. And Vonne, I'm curious for your perspective, just a couple of quick thoughts. What role do you think things like the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor deaths and the fallout from those played in activating black voters this election season?
Yeah, I think that the events of this past summer had a huge impact on these voters. And I think with young black voters, for the first time in their lives, they felt motivated and obligated to participate in civic engagement. And that was directly because of the fact that these events were extremely personal to them. So I think that the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor sparked a passion. And since the protests of this past summer, we've only seen that passion grow. And now we see that passion with a lot of first-time voters.
And you're a college student, and one of the people in your story said coming to college sort of sparked that interest in political issues. And really, that always seems to be a discussion election season. What was different this year, even you as a young voter?
Mm-hmm. I think this year there's been a lot of events that have sparked conversations with college-age voters and millennials and Gen Zers, especially on social media. And I think that, voters my age are realizing for the very first time that events like coronavirus and civil rights movements have an impact and they have real political connections. And the conversations about these events only kind of shine the light on these connections. So I think more than ever, voters my age and myself, I'm more involved and I'm more engaged this election season.
Well, Vonne, thank you very much. Great work tonight. We appreciate your perspective on this.
Thank you.